Hello everyone and welcome to another pre-game edition of GTHL Hockey in the 6. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jared Rotenberg as we tee up a playoff series between the Toronto Marlboros and the North York Rangers. Jared, can you start by maybe discussing how these two teams profile with each other?
Well, looking at this game and this series as a whole, we're looking at a David versus Goliath type matchup. On the Toronto Marlboro side, they're coming into these playoffs as the hottest team in the league. In their last 10 games, they are a whopping 9-1-0. They've been exceptional. But their opponent, the North York Rangers, they have really trickled into the playoffs with a 2-6-2 record. They're really struggling. So for these North York Rangers, they have a massive hill to climb if they are going to take down the heavy favorites in these Toronto Marlboros, who have been exceptional all year long, coming into the playoffs with a 36-0 record, while their opposition is only with a record of 10-21-5. Really a big hill to climb here for these North York Rangers.
Now we know with playoff hockey, sometimes you cannot expect the unexpected. The underdog can prevail, and the Rangers, as you mentioned, tall mountain to climb if they want to compete in this series. What are they going to have to do?
Well, it's going to take excellence on the offensive front here for these North York Rangers. They currently this season are scoring at a goals for rating of 1.97 goals per game. That's good enough for the 9th best offense in the league. It's not awful necessarily, but when you're playing the best offense in the league of these Toronto Marlboros that's currently averaging over 5 goals a game, good enough for the best offense in the league, you're going to need offensive perfection if you're going to crawl your way back in this series and get your way into a victory in this game and in this series as a whole.
And for the Toronto Marlboros, how can they just continue their stretch of dominance in this series?
Well, it's just going to keep on doing what you're doing. They've seen excellence offensively, excellence defensively, with the best goals for and goals against ratings in the league, and their goaltenders as well have been exceptional. Both Crosby, DaCosta, and Jaden Nelson, when relied upon, have really got the memo and stepped up big time in their games this season. It's going to take excellence in all three of those areas, which they have been doing all year long, if they are going to cruise to an exceptional playoffs.
Well, we are finally here. It's the GTHL playoffs, where friendships are made and enemies as well, as we get you sent to the ice for warm-up.
Welcome in, everyone, as we are just about set for the first game of the 2023 GTHL playoffs. The new North York Rangers looking to slay the dragon in the first place Toronto Marlboros. Jaden Ho with Jared Rotenberg. Let's get you set for puck drop.
It's going to be a really interesting matchup here today, folks. We highlighted it in the pregame. These Toronto Marlboros are the heavy favorite coming into this game, currently flying on all cylinders with a 9-1-0 record heading into the playoffs, while the North York Rangers just barely trickled in with a 2-6-2 record in their last 10. So what is it going to take really for these North York Rangers to climb into the playoffs? Well, it's going to take excellence in all areas of the ice. Their goal scoring and their goals against, their defensive play, it's all going to need a major step up if they are going to take down these Toronto Marlboros. Jaden, let's get underway with this one.
As the face-off just about to begin, and the GTHL playoffs are underway as the North York Rangers win it ahead, and they'll play it into the offensive zone. Turned over, and out come the Marlboros with speed over the line. There's a quick shot, and that's turned aside. Down towards the corner, and down below the goal line now. Battle ensues as the Rangers try to clear the zone. Bounced around a little bit, but they're out with it now. Up the boards, tipped ahead, over they come, and that one's just going to bounce away to the corner. Centering pass, and that missed everyone. Comes loose to Lev Katzin, and the Marlboros are away. Here comes Moore. Moore driving the left wing. He's going to carry it around. Around goes Moore. Tries to send it up towards the line, but it's intercepted and cleared out by the Rangers. Turning and sending it ahead. Out come the Marlboros again. Stepping ahead was Gabriel Smith on the far side. Now over the line comes Lane. Aiden Lane trying to cut to the middle. He had that poked away and goes to the corner. Now back below the goal line, it's Lane trying to get the centering pass, and he does. And that one's going to be grabbed and held.
And early on, an exceptional shift from that first line of the Toronto Marlboro stars, such as William Moore, Jeremy Martin, and of course Lev Katzin out there onto the ice, just testing the goaltenders here. But early on, a great save made by Noah Gleek to keep this thing a knotted game 0-0.
As the faceoff is won and it's sent around the boards. And up come the North York Rangers with it now, trying to get into the offensive zone. Scoring early would be huge against this dominant Toronto team. Out come the Marlboros, though. It's Lane trying to cut to the middle. He dropped it off, sent in front, and there's a big save made by Noah Gleek. On the far side now, Rangers trying to escape the zone. Battle ensues, but the Marlboros will come away with it, trying to send it around the boards. Looking for it on the far side was Witowski. Rangers clear it out in the neutral zone, and the Marlboros are going to come right back to the attack. Ahead comes Gabriel Smith. Smith chips it down low and chases after himself. Turns in the corner. Smith, he's worked over down low, but gets it to his man in the corner. Marlboro is maintaining possession and sent up to the line. Long shot, stopped, rebound there in front of the goal. They jam away at it, but comes to the corner, trying to throw it back out front with Smith, but the Rangers get a stick on it. They'll try to clear it out. Witowski's in on the forecheck there, but he can get a stick on it. It's going to be sent all the way down by North York. Icing called against the Rangers in the first few minutes of this playoff game.
And the Toronto Marlboros got the memo that there's a playoff game on tonight. They're just absolutely swarming Noah Gleek, getting multiple secondary and tertiary chances on this goaltender, whacking away at every rebound they have. And they clearly have gotten up for this one. So it will be a matter of time if they continue to play in this manner.
Marlboros retreating back to their own zone now as it's sent ahead by Delelche. Down towards the corner. Chasing in on the forecheck is Matthias Stark. Stark couldn't get that puck free as Claddle comes in to pick it up. The Rangers get it out to center once again. Slowly back after it come the Marlboros. Under some pressure there, backhanded back around the boards. Comes to the line. Wang held it in. Sends it around to the far corner. Comes up to the line here. Charku with the shot that comes down low. In deep now, Derjuska trying to dig this free. Marlboros will come away with it. It's carried ahead by Cooper Drennan. Drennan dropped it off into the middle of the ice. Carried ahead. There's a shot, and that's gloved down by Noah Gleek as Matthias Stark got a shot from the slot.
And that's Matthias Stark, the captain of these Toronto Marlboros. Such a strong leader on this fantastic team. And early on, right there, you see it. He skates into the slot, retrieves that puck, and just launches it right on Noah Gleek, who has to come up really big on that chance. Both goalies appear to be dialed into this game so far. As moments ago, it's DaCosta making a big save on that Charkiu point shot. So both goalies are settled in, and now it'll be a matter of time before both teams get chances trying to beat these opposing goaltenders.
That puck bounced out of play, so we get another face-off here. William Moore to take it for Toronto. In the offensive zone, scramble on the draw. It's won back to the corner by the Rangers. Lev Katzen chasing in after it, but Claddle gets onto it first. Sent up the boards here. Rangers can't clear the zone. Comes to the corner. Centering pass attempt. And that bounced off a stick. And the Rangers are away the other way now. Collision in the neutral zone. Puck's going to come back down. And a penalty upcoming against the Marlboros, it looks like. Perhaps that was just a delayed offside as the puck comes down into the Marlboro zone. Drajewska will pick it up here. Luke Drajewska reverses it to the other side. Up through the neutral zone come the Marlboros, trying to go right back to the attack, cutting through the middle towards the goal, and William Moore had that swept off a stick to the corner, sent to the line, and DiCarlo had his shot deflect away. Now comes to the side for DiCarlo, but that was picked off. Marlboros hold the zone. Here's Lane, he shoots, and he's turned aside. Another long shot, looking for a tip in front of the goal, but another glove save from Noah Gleek.
What exceptional pressure from these Toronto Marlboros, just firing chances left, right, and center, and it's so evident early on how much these Toronto Marlboros are relying on their top line already for so much of this game early on. It has been this top line involving William Moore and Jeremy Martin out there on the ice as they now replace them with this Lev Katzen line, but it's been the stars of these Marlboros that have been driving the offensive zone pressure, and once again, they continue this pressure in the offensive zone.
As the puck is cleared out, and Smith will get it in the neutral zone. Sends it over to his defense partner. He's under pressure in the corner as Giordano goes in on the forecheck. Marlboro's out the other way now. On the near side, it's cleared out, and Smith has to reach out to grab it. Now on the far side, around come the Marlboros. Sent down to the corner. Cleared out again by the Rangers, and once again, it's going to be Gabriel Smith racing back after it, trying to slow things down in his own zone now, and he sends it ahead for Aiden Lane. Lane back to Smith. Smith holds it in his own zone. Sent ahead now. Taken away by the Rangers, and it's carried into the offensive zone as Rosella will chip it around. 5 minutes gone in this first period of the GTHL playoffs. Far side, in come the Marlboros. Down into the corner it goes. And the Rangers are away now. 3-on-3, chipped in deep. Marlboros have to chase back after it. Sent up along the far side, held into the line. Around behind the goal line now. Rangers have to start a change here as Rosella retreats back, and it's carried ahead now by Delelche. Delelche chasing in after it. There's a collision, and it's sent to the front of the goal. Here's a chance to the side of the goal! What a save by Sloan! Still battling for it now are the Rangers. They try to clear the zone. Marlboros trying to press their advantage. Comes down low, sent to the line. Delelche sprawling to hold it in, but it's forced out on the second try by the Rangers. Delelche trying to carry it out ahead. Now here's a chance. Giordano fired, and he was turned aside. Sent to the front of the net again. Behind the goal, centering pass. Didn't get to the intended receiver. And now the Marlboros are out the other way. Here they come. It's Witowski out in front. Another terrific save by Noah Gleek.
What a save there. Multiple chances on that 2-on-1 for the Toronto Marlboros. And it's just Noah Gleek's quick ability to slide side to side and block off those chances on the 2-on-1. A spectacular goalie, and he's up to the task. So far in this playoff game, he's been exceptional in that net for these North York Rangers, keeping them alive in this game under pressure.
Puck bounced over the stick there to DiCarlo, and having to chase back after it is Turnbull. Turnbull stops up. Trying to get started offensively. He backhands it up the boards, but the Rangers intercept in the neutral zone. Fired ahead and backhanded around behind the goal. Rangers trying to forecheck. A long shot from the point. Rebound bouncing around there in the slot, but it's cleared away by the Marlboros, and they're out with speed and with numbers on the far side. Into the middle. They sent to the side of the goal. Oh, and another terrific save. Noah Gleek coming across to make the left pad stop and keep this a scoreless tie.
Noah Gleek under pressure has been sensational tonight, keeping these North York Rangers alive. And for these North York Rangers, you have to wonder when it's going to be their turn in the offensive zone with pressure. This early going to the game has been all Toronto Marlboros, who've just been putting so much pressure on Noah Gleek. He's been strong, but they have been under fire for the majority of this game thus far.
Rangers are out with it here. It's a 3-on-2. Over the line, trying to cut into the middle. Drop pass, Rosella shoots, and he had that blocked. Marlboros trying to recover here and clear the zone, but plenty of pressure. Turnover to the front of the goal, and Crosby DaCosta stands tall on that test.
Crosby DaCosta caught it and held the puck in between his glove and his jersey there as he fell back almost into the net, but the puck just very fortunately stayed out of that net there, as that was the first great look for these North York Rangers on Crosby DaCosta, who had to come up big.
And now an offensive zone face-off chance for the North York Rangers. As we're just at the halfway mark of this period, the puck's going to actually come out into the neutral zone. Lev Katzin to take the draw against Gianfranco Rosella. And the Marlboros win it ahead. Carried ahead by Aiden Lane. Lane trying to make a nifty little move there, but it comes loose. Cleared out by the Rangers now onto the far side. Smith back in defense. Far side. Down towards the corner it goes. Now on the near side corner, a big collision, but it's carried out, and that's ahead with Lane. Aiden Lane trying to drive toward the goal. Scramble for it, and it comes to the far side. Joe trying to get in on the forecheck, but it's out and into the offensive zone of the Marlboros. Long pass ahead, and we've got a player down here in the Rangers zone near the blue line. I'm not sure what happened, but the trainer will come out as it's a Ranger prone on the ice. Sobering moment here after some fast-paced action.
And the trainer's very quick to get out there on the ice. As you could see, the players on both sides have been sent over to their benches there, but some stick taps as the player does appear to be up and skating.
Trying to see who this North York Ranger is, who's headed off to the bench now, and to hope will return to this game.
Definitely something to keep an eye on here in this game. Of course, in the playoffs, tensions are high, but of course, nothing appeared to be on purpose. But nonetheless, the North York Ranger just gets the wrong end of that stick there and gets knocked to the ground and has a slow time getting up.
As now the Marlboros are ahead with it. We press on here in Game 1 of Round 1 of the GTHL playoffs. Puck picked off in the offensive zone, but it just bounced off the stick of Drennan there. And now it's a loose puck, raced the other way. Diving after it was Drennan on the recovery, as that was a near breakaway for North York. Comes to the line, long shot. Now on the far side, another long shot. And Crosby DaCosta will swallow that one up.
It's Brody Charkey, who already twice in this game has just sent an absolute cannon off from the point. This is such a strong point shooter, and it's very evident that for these North York Rangers, when they do have trouble breaking through in close to the net and getting into the slot, as the Toronto Marlboros have given them a difficult time doing, they're very reliant on these point shots to get pucks on net, and it's been Brody Charkey who's been a big driver of those chances thus far.
Scramble on the draw, quick shot, didn't get through the traffic, and now the Marlboros are out the other way, and they've got numbers on the far side. Sent to the near side now as William Moore steps in after it. Moore try to get it up to the line. Here's DiCarlo. Sends it down towards the goal, and Noah Gleek hangs on to that.
And that was Anthony DiCarlo just sending a flick shot over from the point, testing Noah Gleek, catching him somewhat off guard, but he makes the simple save there as we now return to the offensive zone for these Marlboros. But the game has certainly picked up on both fronts. Of course, the Marlboros had the hot start, but it's the Rangers who certainly have countered.
Scramble here as it's sent up towards the line. Trying to send it across. Here's the DiCarlo, but no one was there. Now the Rangers are out. Maybe a 2-on-1. Claddle driving the goal. The drop back pass to the net! And it stays out. Now the Marlboros trying to get onto the counterattack quickly as they clear it ahead. North York recovering at their own blue line. Trying to dig it free. And in come the Rangers once again. Another odd man rush to the front of the goal. It comes down below the net. Into the corner, sent out towards the line. Carterin trying to step back and get a stick on it. And now the Marlboros will get a chance to clear. Backhanded up along the far side. Trying to dig it free, but the Rangers are into the offensive zone once again. Sent on goal, and that's going to be gloved and held by Crosby DaCosta.
Early on in this game, you could already see how spectacular Crosby DaCosta is in that net. Just so smooth in his ability to move side to side, and the net just falls back and comes up with that save there on the attack from the North York Rangers. And that's a big part of the reason why these Toronto Marlboros have been the team to beat this year in the GTHL. It's due to their great play in the net by Crosby DaCosta, who early on is stepping up in this game.
Marlboros win the draw, and they'll send it ahead for Jason Joe. Joe up into the middle, and it's carried around. Here's Aiden Lane. Goes between the legs, trying to send it to the front of the goal. Bounces wide. Now on the far corner, sent towards the line, and it's going to come loose, and whistle goes as the Rangers grab that puck in the neutral zone, and it's going to be a penalty against Toronto. Aiden Lane to the box.
And so this is a major opportunity on the power play for these North York Rangers who are looking for their first goal of the night. They have been good. They have started in the last few moments to generate these offensive chances on Crosby DaCosta, but no sustained zone pressure just yet, so this will be their best chance of the night to generate those chances on this power play.
Scramble on the draw, and the Rangers are set up on the power play now. Sent down towards the corner. Back up, Okavita waiting for it at the line. But they trying to dig it free now. Sent up towards the blue line again. Collision there, but the Rangers maintain possession. Okavita creeping in towards the goal. Now out front! And that's sent just wide. Michaud sent it down towards the corner again. Here's Mostafai. Mostafai centering pass! And it bounced loose. The rebound is there! And the whistle's going to go again here as the Marlboros survive one shift of this power play.
And that looked like the best chance on this power play there for the North York Rangers, just catching this shot that went up high and trying to knock it in on net to Crosby DaCosta, but he comes up with the save. And now for these penalty killers, it will be the Kieran Witowski line who's back out there on the ice.
As the Rangers try to go to the attack here. Driving around wide, but Marlboros gain possession. Sent up towards the line. Racing across to hold it in there, but unable to do so. And now the Rangers are forced all the way back. It's Caden Okavita slowing things down. And now he's away with it. Okavita sends it ahead on the left wing. Trying to carry it wide here as another collision and erasing his man there was the Marlboro. Claddle trying to step into this puck battle and dig it free. Okavita knocks it down at the line. Okavita, and hand pass called as Okavita knocked it down.
And that appears to be just something they're shutting down right away. There was as well, it looked like a cross-check at the boards for these North York Rangers, and it does appear they will be called for that. So whereas they had a power play moments ago, we will now be getting a few moments of 4-on-4 action in this game. Just the North York Rangers crossing that line in the offensive zone with the cross-check, and they are going to be sitting in the box for that.
Puck bouncing around and maybe a break the other way, but Mostafai couldn't get away from his man. Sent ahead here by Abu Marie to the front of the goal. Bouncing puck, and Crosby DaCosta swatted that away. Down below the goal line now. Trying to turn with it are the Marlboros, and it's carried ahead by Turnball. Turnball cleared ahead looking for Stark. Now in come the Rangers. Trying to drive wide there was Paolone. Paolone sends it across. Far side and now towards the corner. Marlboros dig it loose and they'll slow things down. Waiting for Aiden Lane to return and they'll be on the power play. Sent across. Into the middle. A chance in front of the goal. And a save made by Gleek. Comes towards the line. DiCarlo. He's forced back. Marlboros are on the power play now as Aiden Lane returns to the ice. Played behind the goal by DaCosta. Up along the right wing. Tipped in deep by the Marlboros. No icing. And the Rangers will get a chance to clear it out here. Here's Delelche. Delelche up into the middle with speed. Trying to drag it through to the front of the goal. And that's grabbed and held by Noah Gleek.
And now is the Toronto Marlboros in on the attack there with speed. Appeared to be William Moore skating in on that breakaway, trying to chip that shot over Noah Gleek on the backhand, but it's just the ability of Noah Gleek, such an aggressive goaltender, where he comes up with that big-time save.
Puck won back to the line by the Marlboros. They try to get set up on the power play. Puck sent into the middle. It was intercepted, and whistle's going to go here as the Marlboros touched the puck there, and we'll get a face-off.
And right outside of the offensive zone will go now for these Toronto Marlboros. There isn't much more you desire from this first period out of the Toronto Marlboros except for a goal on the board. They've really been dialed in this game, getting a lot of chances on Noah Gleek. Let's see what they can do here.
Around the boards, trying to slow it down was Gleek, but it comes out for Moore. Moore to the line. Drajewska. Back to Moore. Sends it down to the corner. Centering pass. One-time shot. Stopped by Gleek.
And that was a great centering pass there right in front of the net by these Toronto Marlboros, just doing such a good job on this power play of moving this puck around to test Noah Gleek, who's been exceptional so far. But it's the fantastic save by Noah Gleek that keeps these North York Rangers on the penalty kill alive in this game.
Face-off, one back to the line for Drajewska. Drajewska walks the line, drops it off. The shot from Martin went wide. And it's going to ring all the way back down towards the Marlboro zone. Martin backhands it off to the defender, Delelche. And now it's on the stick of Moore. Here's Moore carrying it through the neutral zone with speed. Over the line comes Moore to the corner. Centering pass, and that didn't connect. Now comes around the goal. Centering pass again, and that didn't get through to the net. And out with it come the Rangers. We're back to even strength, and they're going to the attack here. Trying to drive it towards the goal, and it bounces around. Out through the neutral zone come the Marlboros. Caterin's going in there, trying to drive the lane. And now it's sent towards the goal. And that looked like it caught Gleek off guard, but it went wide. Now Moore sends it across. Smith is out there now. Katzen chasing in after it. Comes all the way back down to the Marlboro zone. It's backhanded around the goal by Smith. Ahead with it come the Marlboros. Carried through the neutral zone by Smith. Drops it down below the goal line. Centering pass again, and that just didn't get to the stick of Lev Katzin, who was waiting in front, and he's always dangerous. Icing called here as Nolan Turnbull going back after it, and the face-off will come all the way back down to the Rangers' end.
And it's this Lev Katzin and Joseph Cotter in line out there for the Toronto Marlboros in the offensive zone, joined by Jason Joe. Just such a dangerous offensive line here for these Toronto Marlboros, looking to finally get a puck past Noah Gleek.
Down in the corner it goes. In behind the net, taken away by the Rangers, and it's chipped up the boards. And the Rangers will escape the zone. Giordano firing it in deep. Peyton will chase in after it as well. Giordano forechecking, but the Marlboros get to it first. Played behind the goal. Trying to get through traffic. Dangerous move there, but the Marlboros do escape with it. Over the line they come. There's a sharp angle shot turned aside. Rebound was in the slot, but it's cleared away by the Rangers. Marlboros get it right back, thrown towards the front of the goal. But that rebound's going to bounce all the way back down into the neutral end. Sent ahead. Here's Katerin firing, and that's gloved down by Noah Gleek.
And that's Katerin just absolutely bolting into the offensive zone and launching the quick release off on Noah Gleek. These Toronto Marlboros are sending chances on Noah Gleek in such a wide variety of different ways, just trying to catch him off guard with something here as they look to continue this offensive zone pressure as they get fresh bodies out there on the ice. But there's not too much more you'd want from these Toronto Marlboros, doing such a good job in the offensive zone, blasting whatever they can on this really hot goaltender.
Marlboros trying to set up for one-timer here with time winding down in this first period, but it's cleared down by the Rangers, icing the call. And we'll come all the way back down to the Rangers zone. We're in the final minute of this first period of Game 1 of the GTHL playoffs.
And in this first period here, with the moments trickling down, they have Kieran Witowski and Aiden Lane out for the Toronto Marlboros, a dangerous offensive duo. And they're looking to generate some offense here, joined by their captain as there's some pushing and shoving that causes that play to get whistled down.
And as that play is whistled down, time runs out in this first period. So, after 15 minutes, it's scoreless between the Marlboros and the Rangers in Game 1 of Round 1 of the GTHL playoffs.
For both of these teams, the Toronto Marlboros and the North York Rangers, there's a lot to like from the periods they had. For the North York Rangers, they played a very disciplined game. They didn't get the majority of the chances, but when they were in the offensive zone, they did a good job testing Crosby DaCosta and making his life miserable. And then for the Toronto Marlboros, they were just all over those North York Rangers in the offensive zone and just couldn't get any pucks past Noah Gleek. It was a very wide open first period of play here for both teams in the second period. They just got to continue doing what they're doing, and the pucks will eventually come their way. They got to make the life for both Noah Gleek and Crosby DaCosta very difficult here in the second.
Noah Gleek, what a performance in that first period. It's always been said, if you want to upset, you need good goaltending, and Noah Gleek has provided that through that first period. Some unreal saves on these Toronto Marlboros as he looks to pull off the Game 1 upset.
And he's been exceptional there in the net. Noah Gleek has just so good in his movement, so aggressive in that net. And for these Toronto Marlboros, they have to really do a good job of making his life difficult there. And for the North York Rangers, they are getting the goaltending, but it's time they give Noah Gleek a little bit of goal support here. That'll certainly be their mission heading into this second period as they look to get chances of their own on the other hot goaltender on the other end of the ice, Crosby DaCosta. It should be a very fun period here as we look to get things underway in the second.
Brjuska and Delelche, the defenders for the Marlboros to start this period, out with Katzin, Kieran Witowski, and Cooper Drennan. As second period is just about to get underway. Puck is dropped and whistle goes immediately. So we'll start over.
As they line up once again to restart that face-off.
And it's won back by the Rangers. Slowly back after was Jason Shue. Let's get Jacob Shue as the puck comes loose towards the front of the goal. And Crosby DaCosta sprawls out to hang on to that one.
Earlier in the game, we mentioned the aggression of Noah Gleek, the Rangers goaltender in the net, but look at Crosby DaCosta there, just skating way out of his net to pressure the opposing shooter and going out with that flying poke check as he dives down with the poke check there to knock the puck off the stick of the attacking Rangers. Great play in the net from the sensational goaltender, Crosby DaCosta.
Claddle to take the face-off here for North York, and it's one down to the corner by the Marlboros. Drajewska let that go, but now the Rangers hold it in. Trying to battle for it, sent across. Bounced over a stick there, and so the Rangers have to regroup in the neutral zone. Marlboros slowly back after it here, stopping up behind the net. Sent along the far side. Now onto the near side. Bounces back and behind the goal. Gleek out to play it. Backhands it into the corner. Down low. Turning in, shooting there was Matthias Stark, but he was turned aside. Now on the near side, the Marlboros can't hold the zone. It's going to come all the way down, but icing called against North York early here in the second.
And so back to the offensive zone will go now for these Toronto Marlboros, looking to generate their first offensive drive of this period as they have a really strong line sent out there on the ice. A line that's been generating the boatload and the bulk of their offensive pressure in this period. The reason they're such a strong offensive team is they have William Moore taking that face-off.
And Moore won the face-off, but won it a little bit too cleanly all the way back down into his own zone, and Smith will have to chase back after it. Smith sends it ahead for Martin. Martin, he's pressured there, and it's sent in deep by Giordano. Giordano forechecking now, and the Marlboros will escape. Carried into the offensive zone, sent towards the front of the goal, and poking that away from the front of the net was Gleek. Sabatini reversing back after it as Peyton gets into the offensive zone. Back below the goal line, centering pass, and poking the stick out to get in the way was Crosby DaCosta. Near side now. Here come the Marlboros. Drop back pass. Martin shoots. He missed the net. Now on the far side, it's sent in deep by the Marlboros once again. Centering pass didn't work. And the Marlboros will have to try again. Rangers trying to get it out, and this time they will. Maybe an odd man rush developing here, but it's going to slip all the way down the ice, and instead, icing called against North York.
And something on that play that is absolutely worth noting, something to look at for the remainder of this game, is a big-time hit sent in the defensive zone by number 61 of the Toronto Marlboros, Joseph Caterin, and right afterwards, it's the North York Rangers retaliating and sending Caterin over down to the ice. I definitely would look at the aggression there of Joseph Caterin for the remainder of this game and see if the North York Rangers can continue to pressure him, hoping he maybe takes a careless penalty.
As the Marlboros are into the zone, that centering pass bounced over the stick of Aiden Lane. Rangers ringing around the boards, and all the way down it comes. No icing on the play. Back after it here is Turnbull. Trying to get started, but the Marlboros lose the puck. Taken out now through the neutral zone. It's a 3-on-2, and a good defensive play made at the line as the Rangers turn back Toronto. Long stretch pass picked off in the neutral zone. Marlboros right back to the attack here. Sent into the middle. Lane fired it high. The rebound bounced low below the goal line. Around the boards it comes. Stepping in to hold the zone is Delelche. Delelche down behind the goal, and that puck is going to bounce out of play. So with 12:07 to go in this second period, we got a whistle.
These Toronto Marlboros are doing such an effective job at getting the puck from the boards over into the center of the slot. And that's how most goals in this league are scored. So they're doing such an effective job there of taking pucks over from the corners and out of those danger areas into high opportune shooting areas. And they'll look for them to continue doing that throughout this game in hopes of finally driving a goal through the pads of Noah Gleek.
That puck bounced over the stick of Delelche, and as he recovers it, the whistle goes. And we'll redo that faceoff. Now just 12:03 remaining. In to take the draw here is Matthias Stark. Scramble for the puck as it's won back by the Rangers. Sent up along the far side. As they battle for it, it comes down low. Sent him towards the front of the goal, and that quick shot was turned aside. Now the Rangers trying to press their advantage here. Carried behind the net by Mostafai. Mostafai, and whistle's going to go again here as, let's see, it looks like maybe the net came off its moorings there.
Definitely appears to be something to do with the net, as there's some pushing and shoving as well after the whistle. A lot of harsh words being exchanged, and it is no surprise as the playoffs bring out the high intensity out of everyone as we're back in the offensive zone here for the Rangers.
Around the boards, Shu trying to step in after it. Rangers were trying to get the puck out in front, but they can't. Now the Marlboros are out the other way. In comes Toronto. On the left wing, there's a sharp angle shot, and that rings right around the boards. Battle for it as the puck comes towards the corner. Trying to dig it free are the Marlboros. Sent out towards the front of the net, and that's picked off. Rangers are out the other way. Maybe an odd man rush. In comes Okavita, cutting to the middle. Okavita dropped it off. The shot stopped by Crosby to Costa. Now the Marlboros trying to get this out the other way. Chipped in deep by the Rangers, though. Back after it. Marlboros trying to go to the attack here as it's carried over the red line and now into the offensive zone. Drop back pass towards the line. Centering pass. And that didn't get to any sticks in white. As that puck's cleared over the glass and into the netting. And the whistle will go.
And for these North York Rangers, a player that's just been everywhere offensively is number 91, Caden Okavita, a player who's usually known for his abilities on the defensive end of the ice as a very defensively responsible forward. But tonight, he's been so dynamic in the offensive zone, really helping for the mission to test and send shots onto Crosby to Costa's stick.
As the puck is won to the corner. Marlboros centering pass, and that bounced over Drjuska, and having to chase back after it is Turnbull now. Nolan Turnbull. He's under pressure, but carries it up through the neutral zone. Turnbull sends it ahead. Turnbull driving the net. The centering pass in front of the goal, and another big save from Noah Gleek as he steps out to make the stop there. Out come the Rangers on the counterattack. Sent in deep now by North York. As the battle for it ensues down low, Rosella's in there for checking. Marlboros escape. Onto the far side. Bounced ahead off the stick. And the Marlboros have to regroup at center now. Sent ahead. Now Boomery will fire that one on, and it's gloved down by Crosby to Costa.
And that is held by DaCosta, but the referees did have their arm up moments ago. We'll see if there'll be any calls going to the way of these Toronto Marlboros, but it doesn't appear to be so as we have 5 people on the ice on both sides. It'll be a defensive zone face-off for these Marlboros, and it'll be the North York Rangers on the attack as they drop the puck back.
Around the boards it goes, and the Marlboros in the neutral zone now. Sent on to the near side, trying to cut into the middle with Katzen. Here's Aiden Lane, he shoots, and he sent it right through the crease. Lane trying to battle for this one here on the far side. Around and in behind the goal. Taken away by Joe. Joe to the front of the goal. Tipped right on by Lane. Now he sends it around. Sent towards the front of the net. And that went right through the crease once again. Katzen on the far side. Long shot comes around behind the goal. Joe trying to dig this free. Aiden Lane stepping in there as well. Katzen will get a stick on this one. Trying to battle this one towards the line. Marlboros hold the zone. Around the boards it goes. Held in again by the Marlboros, down towards the corner, in front of the net, and Lane couldn't get to that one quick enough. Now it's carried in around the boards by Del Elche, but the Rangers will clear. Maybe a break. In they come to the front of the net, and that one just drifted a little too far. Sent out front again, diving for it to Costa, and he will push it to the corner as all sorts of chaos in front of DaCosta's goal. And now out the other way come the Marlboros. It's a 2-on-1. The shot. And it's deflected over the goal by Noah Gleek. End-to-end action here as this puck ramps up off a stick and into the bench.
And for these North York Rangers, just in on the attack, Crosby to Costa makes the massive sprawling save in order to keep this a 0-0 game. But in doing so, with the pressure in front of DaCosta, it's a North York Rangers player that just gets knocked to the ice. And as you saw moments ago, it was the Rangers bench that was just absolutely up in arms, feeling like they got jobbed on a call there.
Now the Marlboros trying to go back to the attack, and they will. Carried over the line, cutting to the middle is Stark, and he couldn't get to the net. The rebound bounced to the slot, and the shot was turned aside to the line. Long shot again from Sabatini went wide. And now the Rangers will get a chance to clear it out. Trying to slow things down after a chaotic few moments of end-to-end action. Up on the far side, carried over the line, trying to drive towards the front of the net. The centering pass, and DaCosta came across to get a stick on it. Around the net comes Shu towards the front of the goal. DaCosta couldn't find it, comes into the slot, and that shot, it's fired wide. Now the Marlboros trying to get back onto the counter. Over the line they come. Driving wide, centering pass! And that was fired high and wide by Matthias Stark. To the line, turn ball. Trying to get that one through the traffic, but it bounces down to the corner. The Rangers trying to slow things down once again. Marlboros pushing in this second period. Take it away. Here's Katerin in the slot. He shoots, and he's had that tipped wide. Now it's going to drift all the way down into the Marlboro zone, and icing will be called against the North York Rangers.
And for these Toronto Marlboros, it's that Joseph Cotterin and William Moore pair that's been so dangerous offensively. Always one of them is getting in front of the net to make Noah Gleek's vision taken away, and the other just sends an absolute cannon from the slot. That's what they've been doing all night long, looking for their first one to go through Noah Gleek, but that pair has been really dangerous offensively.
As the Marlboros win the puck back, and it's sent ahead and in deep. Chasing it back below the goal line is Katerin. Katerin is getting worked over, but he gets it free here. Trying to cut towards the front of the goal. Sharp angle shot. Rebound was there, but Katerin couldn't get a stick on it. Rangers clear it out. Up ahead, 2-on-1 for the Rangers. In they come, side of the net. Stopped by DaCosta as Hunter Payton was looking for his first. Now it's dropped back down to the corner. Claddle behind the goal. Matthew Claddle trying to pull that one free, but it's carried out by the Marlboros. Over the line come the Marlboros, trying to cut to the middle is Katerin. Had that poked off his stick and down to the corner. There's a big collision in the corner. As stepping in there was Joe. Out with it come the Rangers now. It's a 3-on-2 through center. Slowly ahead, cutting into the middle. Rosella shoots, glove, save by DaCosta.
What a glove save there. It was Rosella skating in, just hesitating on that shot, waiting for Crosby DaCosta to fall to his knees. But once he did so, he still tracked that puck and just made the beautiful glove save to shut down that play and keep this a 0-0 game. It's been Crosby DaCosta's play that has just helped to weather whatever storm these North York Rangers have thrown at him.
As the puck comes to the corner in the Marlboros end, Rangers forechecking aggressively here, trying to get pucks towards the goal, bounces into the slot. The Marlboros get to it first. And a big collision there as Giordano was knocked down. Out with it come the Marlboros. It's a 2-on-1. Lane driving the net. The shot stopped. As a great opportunity there, but Noah Gleek stands tall again.
That was a great look there from these Toronto Marlboros, dashing in with speed, of course. On that 2-on-1, they had Aiden Lane, who was wide open, ready for the shot, but it was the puck handler that just elected to fire and wire a shot there on Gleek, and it was Gleek's puck tracking that allowed him to make that really strong save.
As the Rangers win the draw, and they'll clear it out to center. Puck bounces onto the near side, near the Rangers bench, and whistle goes for offside.
And we'll get a face-off here, right outside of the offensive zone for these North York Rangers, who certainly, I would argue, have ramped up their offensive play here in this second period compared to the first, getting a lot more chances on DaCosta, but it's just DaCosta's great play that has kept this a deadlocked score.
Great. Marlboros into the offensive zone here, and they've won the puck, trying to pull that one to the front of the goal. Now Lane trying to dig this one free. Marlboros hold the zone once again. Down towards the corner. In behind the goal as the Rangers gain possession, and they'll gain the neutral zone. Trying to get onto the offensive attack, but it's poked away in the neutral ice as the Marlboros recover possession. Bouncing puck as it comes through the slot. Carried ahead. Here's Aiden Lane. Aiden Lane with the centering pass. Loose in front of the goal. And that shot's turned aside. Marlboros reversing back out to center. Still unable to solve Noah Gleek in this game. Turning back in the corner now. Slowly with it. Start the Marlboros. Carried over the red line now. Towards the front of the net. Drennan was looking for the pass, but now comes to the corner. Up to the line. Sabatini shoots, and he missed the net. Down into the corner again. Comes up top for Sabatini. He's under a lot of pressure, but he manages to hold on. Sent out front. Sent to the side of the gap. Backhand shot. They score! William Moore has opened the scoring. It's 1-0 Toronto on the backhand shot.
And William Moore in front of the net just finds his stick on that puck, moves aside and tucks it in on the backhand to finally beat Noah Gleek in the vision there from the point by Matteo Sabatini to get that puck in on net was just superb as he sent that puck to William Moore in front, and William Moore tucked it in with the fancy work on the backhand. What a goal there, and it's the Marlboros up by 1.
Right back to it come the Marlboros as they look to double down quickly. Sent up along the near side, but it's picked off in the neutral zone. A boomerang on the forecheck as Brzezinski sends it ahead. Down low it goes. Here's Giordano. Giordano sending that ahead, and that just bounced off a stick there of Okavita. No icing on the play as the puck was tipped in the neutral zone. The Marlboros slowly starting up with it. Now they carry it ahead. Moore on the forecheck. Moore's got the puck. Sends it out in front. And that was picked off. Comes to the line now. Here's Turnbull. He shoots. Rebound. And that was blocked as it looked like William Moore had a lot to shoot at. Now it's down in the corner. Once again. Matthias Stark battling for it. Now it's sent out. And a big collision there as Caterin was taken down. Here's Stark. Stark battling for it here. Comes out to the front of the goal. Backhand try. Didn't get to the net. Rebound was loose. But it's sent out towards the line now. Long shot from the point. Didn't get through the traffic. And the Rangers will get a chance to clear it out here. They can't do it yet. Marlboros work it down towards the corner. Centering pass. One-time shot. And that went high and wide. And it bounces up and out of play.
And the great vision there of offensive defenseman Nolan Turnbull. He skated into the play really deep into the zone. So who stepped back at the point? It was Aiden Lane who just filled in for his offensively gifted defender there to ensure that there was someone planted there at that blue line. Just great communication there, understanding where their teammates are going to be on these Toronto Marlboros. And that's part of the reason why they have been so strong all night long and all season long as a whole. Definitely something they're going to look to bring into these playoffs.
As the puck sent back for Aiden Lane, shoots, and that just missed the net. Drop back to the line, but the Rangers intercept, and they'll go to the attack. Down below the goal line now, battling for it. Stepping in is Mostafai. Claddle is in there as well. Around the boards it comes. Sent out front, Como one time, a rebound! It was loose in the slot for a moment, but it's cleared up by the Marlboros. And maybe they have a chance the other way here, but that's going to bounce just a little too far for Aiden Lane. Como turns back and avoids the checking there as the Rangers escape the zone again. Over the line come the Marlboros, cutting into the middle. There's a shot from Stark as he sent it just wide. Stepping into forecheck, here's Aiden Lane, but it's carried out by the Rangers. Marlboros gain possession to center, and they'll fire it right back in again. To the corner. Clearing attempt, picked off by Lane. Here's Aiden Lane, centers, and that didn't get to a stick. Now it's down below the goal line once again, and it'll be cleared down and into the bench by the Rangers, so we'll get a face-off back in the Rangers zone.
And with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go in this second period, it's a 1-0 score for these Toronto Marlboros, but it certainly feels like it could be a heck of a whole lot more as both sides have been getting a plethora of chances on these goaltenders, but it really has been a goalie duel by every definition of the word. But with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, let's see if either side could find a way to up the score.
As the Marlboros gain possession, they're in the offensive zone here. Long shot to the side of the goal, and looking for a tip there. Marlboros gain possession once again. Sent out to the side of the goal, sharp angle shot. Didn't get to the net. Brzezinski's in deep. Sent back towards the line, and now it's down into the corner. Final minute of play here. Long shot from Sabatini, and that didn't get through to the net. On the far side now, it's Smith. Smith reverses it down onto the near side again. Here's Sabatini trying to get that one through the traffic, but it deflects to the corner. Smith shoots, and that one was turned aside. Marlboros pushing here in the final minute. Joe trying to dig this one free. Stepping in to make the check there is Martin. Here's Martin. He's cutting out into the slot. He shoots. Stop. The rebound is loose in the slot as they dig for it. Sent out to the side. Another quick shot. And that's going to bounce down to the corner. Cleared out and all the way down. And this is going to be icing against North York as the Marlboros push in this final minute.
Less than 1 minute to go here. These Marlboros have just been all over the North York Rangers in the last moments of this period. Only have a score of 1 at the moment here, but if they continue getting chance after chance on Noah Gleek, it could be so much more. They need to play this to a T here in the last 20 seconds.
As the Rangers cleared out, backhanded down, Marlboros maybe get one more chance off the rush here. Rangers trying to be aggressive in the neutral zone and slow them down as it's sent onto the near side, and they'll just slow this one down for the rest of the period. Time expires, so 30 minutes gone. It's 1-0 Toronto in Game 1 of the GTHL playoffs.
Well, there was a lot to love there in that second period of play. For starters, that was a whole lot of fun. A lot of chances on either side. Both goaltenders having to come up really strong there to keep this a very even game. Chances on either side. The aggression really ramping up in that second period. These teams don't like each other, and they surely made that known in this period. But it was very high intensity and exactly what I would have envisioned here for a playoff matchup. Regardless of how these teams did in the regular season, both of these teams want to end up on the winning side in the playoffs, and they've played like it so far.
Well, the Rangers will continue to try to push for the upset when we come back for the third period. 1-0 after 2. GTHL hockey from the 6.
It looks like the Zamboni's trying to take out the referees doing some bowling here.
Wow. I mean, I would do the same.
What the fuck are you talking about, man? I think these Rangers need leaf intelligence, not artificial intelligence.
Hey, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Spin master. I think Joseph Caterans. Spin master.
Make it a goal and just go through his Twitter and see how many quotes we can pull in.
Oh, gosh. See if you can get one of his responses to a thirst trap. I can't even go through his Twitter.
Hold on. Let's go through it. So fucking. You gotta go to his replies. Okay, so lucky enough, there's a bit of a scroll.
Oh boy,
without
Pierre
it.
Poliver.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh dear.
Good morning. Good morning, or should I say
good evening?
What the heck? Woo! Someone just joined.
Marlboro woman. Hey, I mean, that's something we could definitely get into this project.
What a Marlboro woman.
Okay, maybe not. Sounds like a light show to start it off.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Toronto Marlboros! And now, your starting lineup. In goal, number 40 from Mississauga, Ontario, Crosby da Costa. Starting on defense, from Ottawa, Ontario, number 15, Nolan Turnbull. Starting on defense, from Mississauga, Ontario, number 14, Matteo Sabatini. All right, we're back. I'll give it a few minutes.
To ya.
Oh!
Hashtag.
They're still gonna like a full warm-up in here, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more.
Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba Agent P. He's a semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal of action. Don't die. He's got more than mushmat skills. He's got a beaver tail and a bill.
Welcome back, everyone. The third period just about to get started here in Game 1 of Round 1 of the GTHL playoffs between the Toronto Marlboros and the North York Rangers, and we're away as the Marlboros win it back. Anthony DeCarlo starting it off in the defensive zone. On the right wing, the Marlboros trying to get into the offensive zone on the attack, but it's carried out by the Rangers now. Down low it goes. Out the Marlboros come with it now. It's 2-on-2. Drop back pass, maybe a chance to the lane, and that shot is stopped as the Marlboros got a chance early in this period. Back below the goal line now. Reversing back with it, cutting into the middle. Drop back towards the line, long shot, deflected right on, they score! Nolan Turnbull with a shot from the point. It may have been deflected on the way, but it's 2-0 Toronto!
Nolan Turnbull just grabs that puck from the point. We mentioned he's a very offensive-minded defenseman who likes to crash into the net, but there, planted right at the point, he just fires that shot on net, hoping a body in front would tip it in, but it appears it just goes right through the 5-hole of Noah Gleek, and suddenly, in the opening seconds of the third period, that puts these Toronto Marlboros up 2-0.
And that's a huge goal, a little bit of insurance for the Marlboros as the Rangers will look to push here, but the Marlboros take it into the offensive zone, trying to press their advantage as it comes onto the near side. Battle for it, and it's picked off by the Marlboros, but the Rangers get it free. Sent ahead here as that bounced away from Rosella. Driving towards the net, sent towards the front of the goal, but it bounces free. Comes out towards the line now. And that puck's going to deflect up and out of play, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off.
What an aggressive start there from the Toronto Marlboros right off of that opening face-off of this third period, dashing into the offensive zone, getting a plethora of chances on Noah Gleek, and then it's just that shot from the point by Nolan Turnbull that extends this to a 2-goal lead for these North York Rangers. They'll just need to ramp up their play here, play responsible to keep this game within arm's reach, and find a way to get a puck through Crosby DaCosta.
As this puck bounces down below the goal line and it's reversed by Giordano. Sent up the boards. Held into the line by Delelche. Delelche lost the puck. Rangers try to clear, but they can't do it. Delelche stepping in. Backhand try. Rebound was there, but it comes to the other corner. Rangers trying to get it free again, but the Marlboros are out with it. Delelche rips it down to the far side, and it's picked up down low by Simon Wang. Wang, he lost the puck and was taken down, but recovers quickly. Cleared ahead, and it's knocked down in the neutral zone. Stepping up is Smith. Over the line comes Smith on the left wing. Turns in the corner. Smith, he's worked over by the checking Powell alone. And now there's a long shot from Martin. Escaped the zone, so the Rangers will have to, or the Marlboros will have to regroup, sorry. And now the Rangers forced to regroup on the other side. Here's Joe over the line, and offside called against Toronto.
And so we'll get this face-off outside of the zone here for these Toronto Marlboros who've had a really hot start to this period. And these North York Rangers need to find a way to break through to their own offensive zone and get chances on Crosby DaCosta, who hasn't really been tested much in this third period with lots of time still to go.
Here's Smith over the line. His shot didn't get to the net. Chipped out towards the line for Joe. Joe fired, and that deflected into the corner. Cleared up, and that bounced into the netting. So another whistle and a face-off.
And so that puck bounces right up and over. But for these Toronto Marlboros, they're doing a really effective job of getting points from far out of this net, firing a lot of shots from the point. But they'll need to look to break in and get chances in close if they want to extend this lead.
As that shot from the point didn't get through again, as Gabriel Smith unloaded as it comes down to the corner again. Puck sent out front, wraparound try, and that bounces around the goal, and they score! It's Luke Drajewska! He's made it 3-0 Toronto.
And so for these Toronto Marlboros, they do get another shot off from the point, but it's the ability of this team to just crash the net and get bodies in front of Noah Gleek, where they're able to pick up that puck, that shot in from the point, and get it in close. And it's Jurjuska that just puts it away right to the back of the net. Great chances from these Toronto Marlboros, who early on in this third period have made this game from a 1-0 lead all the way up to a 3-0 lead here due to their great play before the North York Rangers have even broken into the offensive zone.
So 3-0 now for Toronto, and they're onto the attack once again. Long stretch pass ahead, bounced over a stick. Now it's chipped down to the corner. Out to play it is Gleek. Gleek tried to clear the zone. It's held in and sent to the front of the goal, but he recovers quickly to hang on to that one.
And so into the offensive zone, we still remain for these Toronto Marlboros that have just been so dynamic and so dangerous here in this game. Just not allowing the North York Rangers an inch here to get an attack generated of their own.
Another scramble on the draw, and the Rangers have won it. And they'll try to go to the attack here and get back at these Marlboros. Fired ahead here and into the offensive zone come the Rangers. Turning and shooting there. The rebound was loose for a moment, but Crosby DaCosta hangs on.
And that looked like a dangerous dash into the zone there for these North York Rangers. The puck was initially saved by DaCosta, but it's the Rangers dash into the zone there where they just skate right to the pad of Crosby DaCosta trying to pull that puck out and into the open net. Ultimately, he makes the save, but still, that's the kind of way they got to play if the North York Rangers are going to claw their way back into this one.
Puck sent all the way down here by the Marlboros, and icing will be called against Toronto.
And so another offensive zone faceoff generated here for these Rangers, who have looked better in the last shift, but still without a real test on Crosby DaCosta. Let's see what they can generate here as they continue to look for more chances to get back into this game, or at least get one.
Claddle to take the draw for North York, and it's won by the Marlboros, and they backhand it around the boards. To the corner now. Trying to dig it free, and it's chipped out along the far side. Bit of a collision there in the neutral zone. No call coming, and the Rangers are into the attack. There's a sharp angle shot that was blocked. Back below the goal line. Down to the corner. Michaud waiting for it at the line. Mostafai has it. Mostafai, ooh, he lost his footing there. Looked like he lost an edge, and now the Marlboros are on the attack. Here's Lane. Lane sends it to the front of the goal. The shot is grabbed and held by Gleek.
And that save made by Gleek is the Marlboros in on a very dangerous attack there, just with a lot of bodies, trying to get whatever shots they can on Gleek, and that's why they've been so effective in this game and all season long. They are just relentless. When they get a lead, they do not put their foot on the brakes. They drive forward, looking for another offensive chance, and that's exactly what they did right there.
Puck is cleared out into the Marlboro zone, and they'll slow it down here and try to go back to the attack. Carried ahead, and over the line come the Marlboros. Driving to the lane, sent it to the middle for a shot, and that went wide. Just Stark had a chance. Another chance on the other side, and diving out to grab that is Noah Gleek, and this will draw a crowd. Lots of extracurriculars after this whistle, and referee's arm is up, so it looks like this will be a penalty, perhaps multiple.
And so, Noah Gleek made the initial sprawling save, but with bodies in front of him, of course, knocking and getting into the path of Noah Gleek, it drew a crowd, and there's no question about it. It will be these Toronto Marlboros that are going to have to take a seat there in the penalty box. A big-time parade to the box there, as it's Joseph Cotterin that'll be spending a moment to sit down and think about what he did, and it will be the North York Rangers in an opportunity to crawl their way back into this game, now getting a moment on this power play.
Claddle to take this all-important face-off, and he's won it back towards the line. The Rangers, power play is set up now. Far side, sent up towards the point. Back up towards the half wall, and down into the corner now go the Rangers. Out towards the circle, now sent to the line. Long shot! They score! It's Adam Colmone! He's got the Rangers on the board!
And on that power play opportunity, the North York Rangers make good. It's Colmone who picks up the puck from the point and just blasts it right in and over Crosby DaCosta to put his team on the board and find a way to break the shutout of Crosby to Costa, and it's just that perfectly placed shot from the point by Colmone that allows these Rangers to get back into this game. And suddenly, with 10 minutes still to go, this thing is not so insurmountable. They're only 2 goals away.
Plenty of time for North York here, but the Marlboros trying to get right back at them. Smith driving through center, but he lost the puck. Chipped up, and out come the Rangers now. Along the half wall, but it's picked up. Out come the Marlboros. Far side, drop back pass. There's a shot, and that went high and wide. Cleared to the line by the Rangers, and they'll get it out. Carried ahead by Claddle. Claddle, he ran into someone and lost the puck. Comes to the corner. Rangers forechecking here. 9.5 to go. They trail by 2. As the Marlboros get it out, but it's carried right back in. Rangers putting pressure on here as they try to get within 1. Trying to dig it free now on the far side boards near the center ice line. The Marlboros get it ahead into the offensive zone. Turning back in the corner. Sent to the line. Long shot. Sabatini missed the net. Battling for it again are the Rangers. It's knocked down at the line once again. Puck trickles down onto the near side. Joe lost the puck in the neutral zone. Marlboro's in the middle of a change. Had to be careful there to not incur a too many men penalty. And now it's picked off in the neutral zone. Witowski cutting into the middle is Moore. Moore shoots from a sharp angle, and he just missed his second of the night. Puck down low again as they battle for it. Sent out to the front of the goal, and that just bounced away as Witowski tried to get a stick on it. Stepping in deep there to try to hold the line was DiCarlo, but it came loose, and it's sent out back by Drennan. Over into the offensive zone come the Marlboros. They lose the puck, and it's sent all the way down. No icing on the play. Drennan reversed it back. Into the corner go the Marlboros, and now they'll get it out into the neutral zone. Backhanded ahead. On the half wall, they battle for it, and it's chipped out by the Rangers now. Trying to get onto the attack here. Giordano forechecking. Now over the line come the Marlboros on the attack again. Stopping up, turning away from the checking there is Moore. Dropped it off. Coming out to the front of the goal, a sharp angle shot, and that didn't get through to the net. Battle for it, it comes to the corner. Cleared out towards the line, and it's going to be cleared all the way down again by the Rangers. Slowly with it, and turning back behind the net, the Marlboros content to waste some time here as they have the lead, but plenty of pressure from the forechecking Rangers. Out and over the line come the Marlboros. To the front of the net, that shot went high and wide. Out the other way, the Rangers trying to go to the attack, but Aiden Lane with a good back-checking effort there to win the puck back and send it down. Rangers right back to it, though. Chip down towards the corner. Reverse back, and the Marlboros will start out with it here. Far side, over the line come the Marlboros. Chip back, trying to drive to the front of the goal, centering pass, and it comes to the line. Brzezinski sends it across. Down to the corner again. Turning away with it, trying to cut into the middle. Now a centering pass again, and that's going to bounce all the way back through the neutral zone. Here come the Rangers. Here's Giordano. Giordano slows, he shoots, and he missed the net. Battle for it along the half wall as Marlboros come out, and it's Caterin. Here's Caterin, driving along the left wing. Drop that back, no one home, and is going to come all the way out to Sabatini in the neutral end. Some pushing and shoving going on there. Aiden Lane taking out some frustrations, and now it's into the offensive zone are the Marlboros. Centering pass again, trying to drive wide out in front of the goal, and it comes down to the corner. Rangers out the other way now. It's carried ahead by Payton. Hunter Payton lost the puck. Comes loose for a shot, and that was stopped by DaCosta. Now comes ahead and bounced off the stick of Joe. Katzin. He was battling there with Mostafai, and they still remain engaged in some combat as the puck is on the far side now. And it'll ramp up off a stick and out of play, so whistle goes. 3-1 Marlboros in this third period.
And so finally, we've a whistle there. A long stretch of action, chances on both sides, but it'll be a face-off right outside of this offensive zone here for these North York Rangers that really have struggled to generate much offensive zone pressure and possession due to the great play of these Toronto Marlboros that have just been so effective at shutting down this attack of the Rangers. Let's see what they can do here.
Smith slowing it down behind his own goal. 5:19 remaining in this period. Sent ahead. Maybe a break here. Cutting to the net. The shot! And that just missed the net. Reversing it back is Joe. Down below the goal line and behind the net it comes. Marlboro is trying to restore the 3-goal lead. But the Rangers will clear it out here. And they have it. Onto the attack they come. Sent out into the middle. Shot. Glove save. Rebound. Loose. They jam at it to the side of the goal. And coming across to make the stop is Crosby DaCosta.
Crosby DaCosta, how do you do? Just sliding right across to cover up that post side as the North York Rangers attempted the wraparound shot, but it's DaCosta with that quick movement that just shuts the door cleanly and maintains this 2-goal lead here for these Marlboros. A great effort and a great look from these North York Rangers, but it's to no avail based on the great play by DaCosta.
And a penalty on the board here for the Marlboros as they do have a man in the box. So this Rangers power play, which is struck already in this period, will get another chance as they try to get within one here of the Marlboros and pull off a massive comeback as the puck is cleared down by the Marlboros quickly here. Back behind the net playing it is Jacob Shue. Here's Shue. Launches that puck ahead and into the neutral zone. Over the line come the Rangers. Sent out front. The shot comes wide. Rebound. Back below the goal line now. Drop back to the corner. Down low. Up top for Rosella. Rosella. He's checked and it's sent all the way down again by the Marlboros. Back out to play it is Noah Gleek. Sent it ahead and over the line come the Rangers. Marlboros get it out once again. Good penalty kill so far. Rangers haven't got to get set up. Ahead with it come the Marlboros. And they'll reverse it all the way down. Just trying to kill off some time. Sent across there by DiCarlo. Rangers forechecking, trying to keep the Marlboros from clearing it down, but it is cleared down. Slowly starting up with it are the Rangers. On the near side now. Carried ahead. Towards the offensive zone they come. Trying to drive wide. Chipped around the goal. Rangers hold the line. Battle for it along the half wall. Crucial battle on this power play. We're in the final 4 minutes. Sent up to the line. Now across. One-time shot. And that didn't get through to the net. Rebound in behind the goal. On the backhand. And it's sent around there by Como. At the line now. Claddle. Claddle back towards the point. Held in by Como to the middle. Bouncing puck in the slot. It's still loose. They jam away at the side of the net. And coming across to hang on once again is Crosby DaCosta.
The North York Rangers generating a lot of pressure in the offensive zone here in the final 5 minutes of this game. But it's just the amazing play of Crosby DaCosta coming across to make these exceptional saves that has kept this game at a 3-1 lead for his Toronto Marlboros. Just great play overall from DaCosta in this net, shutting the door at whatever the North York Rangers try to deliver.
Final seconds of this crucial power play. Claddle to take the draw. Scramble on the draw. Quick shot was blocked. Marlboros with a chance to clear. Paolone sends it around the boards. Claddle behind the net. Digging for it. And now comes to the point. Below the goal line again. Comes loose to the side of the net. Right back to the end boards as they battle for it. And we're back to even strength here. The Marlboros kill off that crucial penalty. And now they'll get a chance to clear the zone. Up ahead to Sabatini, but that was over a stick. Katzin was chasing after it, but he couldn't get to it. Over the line now. Here come the Rangers. A quick shot, and that was deflected down to the corner as Wang stepped into it. Battle for it along the far half wall. The Rangers get the puck. Backhanded down low. Trying to turn, and now it's sent around the boards on the far side, towards the line. Down in the corner again, turning with a centering pass, as that was stopped again, and it bounces up and out of play.
And for these North York Rangers defenders, specifically Simon Wang, they've just been so aggressive offensively, firing a plethora of shots from this point, and Wang especially has been so dynamic offensively, skating into the zone and just blasting shots on Crosby DaCosta. It's really been a unit-wide effort here to get chances on Crosby DaCosta, and that's certainly what is being discussed by Daniel Spivak in this timeout conversation right now with the coach, just getting shots from wherever and whenever in the offensive zone, no hesitating and looking for the perfect one. You have under 2 minutes to play with in a 2-goal lead you need to crawl your way back from, so you need to just look for that next one and fire whatever you can on this net.
And with Crosby DaCosta looking so solid, this 2-goal lead seems like a whole lot for these North York Rangers, but one shot could be the difference here. It was a point shot that got them back into this game early in this period, and they're going to go with the empty net now. 6-on-5 with 1:44 to go. The North York Rangers looking to claw back into this one as it pays off. It's won back by the Marlboros. Collision down in the corner. Rangers wanted a penalty there. They're not going to get one. Long shot from the point. Bounce to the corner. Now jamming at it forward at the side of the goal, and it couldn't get through the traffic. Cleared out. Looking for the empty net there, but icing called against the Marlboros.
So back to the zone. 2 minutes to go, or rather 1:30 seconds to go here in the offensive zone. Still with offensive zone pressure, it's the North York Rangers, but they're looking for shots on net. They need to continue peppering chances on Crosby DaCosta if they are to crawl their way back into this game.
Final minute and a half now. Scramble for it, one to the line. Wang shoots, scores! Simon Wang on the shot from the point. Maybe a deflection again, but the Rangers are 1 goal away.
We've mentioned it, Simon Wang, a very aggressive defender there, and just right there, he fires a chance from the point in on Crosby DaCosta. It catches him off guard and goes right through his pads through the 5-hole to put these North York Rangers down by 1, and with 1.5 minutes still remaining, this one is not over. Don't go away, folks. We got 1.5 minutes to play.
In come the Marlboros now, trying to get their 2-goal lead back, or at least kill off these final seconds. Rangers gain possession, and keep an eye here on Noah Gleek to see when he heads to the bench. As we approach the final minute here of this first round game, ahead come the Marlboros. Here's Lane through the legs. Lane trying to center that one in front. Couldn't get it through to the net. Now the Rangers trying to go back to the attack. Running out of time here as Claddle sent it ahead. And now it's Wang. Here's Wang trying to cut across, take it away, and there's a chance the other side. Lane breaking in. Lane, he's got a man going to the front of the goal. Centering pass, and that bounced right through the crease. Noah Gleek still unable to get out as that puck was poked away from Rosella. Down below the goal line. Final 20 seconds here as the Marlboros hold on to the puck in their own zone. Sent up on the far side, and that one will find the empty net as it's Luke Strajewska with his second of the game, and that will be the clincher 4-2 Toronto over North York.
And that is the ball game here as they just loop it right from the boards in the corner over, around, and into the empty net. It's Strajewska who finishes the job here and wins the first game of the series for these Toronto Marlboros, putting them up 4-2, and this one is over.
Final seconds, the Rangers will try to push, but what a game this was. Crosby DaCosta with a standout performance as this puck is sent all the way down. Icing called, but they will just let time run out as the Toronto Marlboros take game 1 over the North York Rangers.
And what a fun game here. Chances on both sides. I'm sure for these North York Rangers, they're pleased with their effort, but at the end of the day, if you don't get the win in the playoffs, what was it all for? So much of an effort, but it all is for nothing here as they are now down in this series. The thing is not done. And if these North York Rangers play the way they played tonight, surely they still have a chance. But for these Marlboros, they have to be very pleased coming out with a victory in tonight's game.
Thank you very much for joining us for some GTHL playoff action. Jaden Ho for Jared Rotenberg. We'll see you for Game 2.